remarks about the cumulative distribution functions. The first is cumulative distribution function is also called as distribution function. In between two successive values of discrete random variable capital X, discrete random variable capital F of X is constant function. Therefore, its graph is like a step function. Step function, पायऱ्या-पायऱ्यांसारखं जाणवणारं function. Like this, see here. On x-axis we are going to take the values of a capital X, and on y-axis we will take CDF, that is capital F. Suppose that here it is x1, here it is x2, here it is x3, x4, dot dot up to xn. At f of x1, suppose that the probability is like p1. So at x1, the value of a capital F of x will be x1. Up to x2, it will remain horizontal line. But at x2, it becomes p1 plus p2. It is p1 plus p2. So capital F of x2 is equal to p1 plus p2. Up to x3, it will be p1 plus p2. At x3, it will become p1 plus p2 plus p3. Up to x4, of course. At x4, the value of a function will become p1 plus p2 plus p3 plus p4 and so on. So it is like a step. That's why capital F of x is also called a step function for the discrete random variable. You must remember, it is only for discrete random variable, because when we will discuss the continuous random variable, I will show that the CDF for continuous random variable will not be a step function, but it will be a smooth curve, it will be a continuous function. Well, third remark that I would like to explain is that if range of capital X is x1, x2, x3, dot dot up to xn, for any alpha which is less than x1, here x1 is the least value of range of x, and xn is the maximum value of capital X. For alpha less than x1, f of alpha must be equal to 0. For alpha greater than xn, f of xn will be 1. I think it is but very natural because in this we have to add the probabilities at x1 whatever may be the probability. Suppose that p1 at x2 it will be p1 plus p2, but for any value which is less than x1 f of alpha must be equal to 0 because the probability is 0. For any value which is greater than xn we have to add the probabilities of all the values which are less than or equal to alpha, and that will be probability of x1 plus probability of x2 plus probability of x3 plus dot dot up to probability of xn, and therefore sum of all these probabilities must be equal to 1. So these are some remarks, those you must remember. Cumulative distribution function is also called as a distribution function. One thing, of course, you must remember, cumulative distribution function is generally denoted by capital F, capital letter F, in between any two successive values of a capital X. Of course, capital X is a discrete random variable. This remark is true for only discrete random variable and not for continuous random variable. Capital F of X is a constant function. It is not changing. F of x1 is equal to p1. For any value between x1 and x2, it is constant and it is exactly equal to p1. So therefore, the graph is like a step function as shown in figure. And I explain you the last remark as well. Hoping you got what is a cumulative distribution function. In the 11th standard, you studied, or in the earlier standards also, you studied what is a mean. Mean, mode, median, all these are tools by means of which we can find the central tendency of the given data. Here also discrete value capital X assumes some values. So here we want to find the central tendency of the discrete random variable capital X. What is the average value? What is the mean of X to which, about which the values are concentrated, or which is most expected value of the X? And that is called as a expectation, mathematical expectation of the capital X or expected value of a capital X. And we will also have to consider the degree of a spread or the degree of a dispersion of the values of X about the mean. So in the discrete random variable, we are going to consider next two definitions, and those are expected value of X and variance and standard deviation. So very first, let me explain you what is the expected value or mathematical expectation. Of course, it is nothing but the mean value of the capital X. And of course, we are assuming X is a discrete random variable. We are discussing all these things for the discrete random variable. Yet we haven't started, yet you have to start the continuous random variable. So how it is defined? You know how we find the mean. Suppose that x1, x2, x3, x4, dot dot up to xn are the values of a capital X is the given data with frequencies f1, f2, f3, f4, dot dot to fn. In that case, you remember how to define mean, how you find the mean. Mean x bar is equal to f1 x1 plus f2 x2 plus f3 x3 plus f4 x4 plus dot dot up to fn xn, and this whole thing divided by f1 plus f2 plus f3 plus dot dot up to plus fn. This is the definition of a mean. You might be remembering, you have studied it in the 10th standard. If this is a given data x1, x2, x3, x4 dot dot up to xn with the frequencies f1, f2, f3 dot dot up to fn, then mean x bar is given as sigma I is equal to 1 to n fi xi upon sigma fi I is equal to 1 to n. Here in the discrete random variable, we are going to consider the same definition. x1, x2, x3, x4 dot dot up to xn is the range of a capital X, and instead of frequencies, we are going to assume the probabilities, that is p1, p2, p3, p4 dot dot up to pn. So mean or expected value will be p1 x1 plus p2 x2 plus p3 x3 plus p4 x4 plus dot dot up to pn xn divided by P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus dot dot up to Pn. But you might be remembering that the sum of all the probabilities of all possible values of x is always equal to 1. So at denominator, P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus dot dot up to Pn must be equal to 1. And that's why we will consider the expected value of x as P1 x1 plus P2 x2 plus P3 x3 plus P4 x4 plus dot dot up to plus Pn xn. Not going to write anything at the denominator, because at the denominator P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus dot dot up to Pn will be equal to 1. So let's write the definition here. Let capital X is a discrete random variable. Defined on the sample space S. Capital X is a discrete random variable defined on the sample space S. Let its probability distribution is as capital X assumes value xi and probability that x assumes value xi. The values of x are x1, x2, x3 dot dot up to xn, and let their probabilities are p1, p2, p3 dot dot up to pn. Then expected value of capital X, which is denoted by E of x or mu, is E of x is exactly equal to, how we will define it, x1 p1 or p1 x1 plus p2 x2 plus p3 x3 plus dot dot up to dot pn xn, and therefore expected value we can write it in short form that with sigma notation. Sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi. This is the definition of expected value. You must remember that expected value is nothing but the mean value of the capital X. It is a mathematical mean. It is an average. It is also called as mathematical expectation. It is also called as mathematical expectation. So please write down remarks. First remark that you must remember is that expected value of capital X is also called as mathematical expectation or mean of capital X. Second thing, E of x is also denoted by because sometimes you may get different notation, so I am explaining you. E of x is also denoted by mu, and E of x represent the center of gravity of the values of capital X. E of x represent the center of gravity of values of capital X. Well, this is the expected value of x, but you know that expected value or mean is not sufficient for analysis of the given data, because you might be remembering in the 10th standard you studied only average Consider batsman A and batsman B. The scores of batsman A are, suppose that 40, 60, 51, 49 and 51 second. In 5 innings, in 5 one-day matches, his scores are 40, 60, 51, 49 and 50. Whereas the second batsman scores 0, 1, 183, 16 plus 50, 66 and 0 once again. If you find the average runs scored by batsman A, it will be 50, because 40 plus 60, that will be 100. It will be 100, 100 plus 100, that will be 200. 250 divided by 5 will be 50. What will be the average of the second batsman as well? The average of the second batsman will be 183 plus 1, that gives you 184. 184 plus 66, that will be 100. 250 once again. 250 divided by 5 will be once again 50. Both the batsmen have the same average. First batsman has average 50, second batsman have average 50. But you can see here, batsman A is more consistent. He scored in every match, whereas B is not that reliable. B scored 0 in the first match, 0 in the last match, 1 in the second match. But in the third match, he scores such a high score, that 183. So naturally, his average match with the average of a capital A. But still, if I have to select any one of them, definitely I need to select batsman A, because he is more consistent. The batsman will be reliable for the team. So only mean does not work to analyze the given data, and for that we need to get the spread of the data, the spread of the values about the mean. मीनच्या भोवती ह्या व्हॅल्यूज किती दूरवर पसरलेल्या आहेत हे काढणं आपल्याला अत्यंत आवश्यक आहे. आणि मग याच्यासाठी आपल्याला जे टूल्स वापरावे लागतील ना, ॲव्हरेज ऑफ द बॅट्समन ए इज 50, ॲव्हरेज ऑफ अ बॅट्समन बी इज ऑल्सो 50, बट batsman A is more consistent, whereas batsman B is not that consistent. So to understand which is more consistent, which is more reliable batsman, we need to get the degree of a spread, the degree of a dispersion of the data about the mean, and such a tools are called as variance, standard deviation, mean deviation, etc. For the discrete random variable, I am going to explain you the next definition, that is variance and standard deviations, which are the measures of spread of the data about the mean. Well, this is an expected value. Hoping everybody get the definition. I will explain you this definition by example after completing the definitions of the variance and standard deviation. Let's consider a variance now. Suppose that the expected value, let me denote it by mu. Now we want to find the degree of a spread. To get that degree of a spread, we will have to eliminate, or we have to subtract, we have to get the deviations of these x1, x2, x3 dot 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 to xn from the mean mu. And for that I will have to subtract mu from every value of the capital X. By subtracting mu, some values will be positive, whereas some values will be negative. So naturally addition of their values may be 0, and in that case we will say that the variance becomes 0. But it is not true actually. Variance will be 0 if and only if all the values of x1, x2, x3, xn are equal. ह्या सगळ्या व्हॅल्यू ज्यावेळेस इक्वल असतील त्याच वेळेस फक्त ते व्हॅरियन्स 0 येऊ शकतो, अदरवाईज व्हॅरियन्स 0 येणं शक्य नाही आहे. त्यामुळं काही सबट्रॅक्शन निगेटिव्ह, काही सबट्रॅक्शन पॉझिटिव्ह येत असतील तर त्या सगळ्यांना पॉझिटिव्ह करण्यासाठी आपण काय करतो माहिती आहे का, त्यांच्या स्क्वेअर घेतो आणि त्यांचे स्क्वेअर घेऊन मग त्यांचा जो मीन आपण काढणार आहोत, दॅट मीन विल बी कॉल्ड ॲज द व्हॅरियन्स ऑफ द कॅपिटल एक्स. सो हाऊ वी डिफाइन द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द व्हॅरियन्स. Let capital X is a discrete random variable defined on a sample space. Defined on a sample space S. Let its probability distribution is capital X has its value xi and probability that X has its value xi are x1, x2, x3 dot dot up to xn, p1, p2, p3 dot dot up to pn. Let the mean or expected value of capital X is E of X or mu. Then variance is VAR of capital X is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n. What I have to do? I have to subtract mu from X, that is xi minus mu. This difference may be positive, may be negative. So to make it positive, I am going to square it. And multiplying it by probabilities, and addition of all these products will give you the variance of the capital X. So this is the formal definition of the variance of the capital X. The same formula can be developed as, it is exactly equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi as it is xi minus mu whole bracket square will be xi square minus 2 times mu xi plus mu square. Multiplying this bracket by pi, I will have sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi square minus 2 times mu pi xi plus pi into mu square. Using the property of a summation, I can write the same as that is variance of X is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n of pi xi square minus sigma I is equal to 1 to n 2 times mu pi xi plus sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi mu square. So sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi square minus, here 2 is a constant, mu is a constant, should be taken outside of the summation notation, 2 times mu sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi plus, here mu square is a constant taken outside of the sigma notation, I is equal to 1 to n of pi. So it is exactly equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi square minus 2 times mu as it is. You know the definition, sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi is nothing but the mean once again, that is exactly equal to mu plus mu square as it is. Sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi, it is nothing but 1, that is summation of the probabilities must be equal to 1, and therefore variance of X is exactly equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi square minus 2 times mu into mu will be mu square plus mu square, and therefore it is exactly equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi square minus 2 mu square plus mu square gives you mu square. So this is the formula for variance of capital X. So variance of capital X will be, it is actually mean of a x square. So it is E of x square, whereas this is nothing but E of x and its square. It is nothing but x square. So definitely we can write the formula in different form. Variance of x is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi minus mu whole bracket square. You may write this formula as variance of x is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n pi xi square minus mu square. Personally for me, I think this formula is useful for solving the problems. Variance of x is equal to E of x square minus E of x whole bracket square, or variance of x is exactly equal to E of x minus mu whole bracket square. You can write the formula in different forms, but definitely this formula is useful for solving the problems. Let's write just 2 or 3 remarks, and then I will have halt for the period, and then I will continue the topic in the next period, period number 4. But before that, write some remarks. Well, before I go to the remark, let me explain the definition of a standard deviation as well. Standard deviation.